I like that. I wish that was real and not sarcastic.
Yeah, that would have been great. Somebody walks by, it's like, except for him.
All right, do the Lakers need to make a move before the trade deadline?
Well, one, I like LeBron's answer. I mean, that's what you should say. I love everybody in the locker room. We just got to get together. They need to make a move to be a championship team, yes, because I don't think this is a championship team. But I don't know what move is out there. Like, it would have to be like a Steph Curry adding him or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
Right, exactly. So I don't know, like, what DeJounte Murray, there's been talk about that. They need two things. They need three-point shooting and long and athletic, maybe one or two more defenders, because especially with Jared Vanderbilt being hurt.
So can I ask you a question? Because I just want to get an idea of where your head's at as far as where they are. Zach LaVine's done for the year, but he was a guy that was attached to him.
Right.
If they had traded for Zach LaVine, D'Lo and Rui for Zach LaVine, would that have, like, do you think that's how far away they are?
Because
okay, that's why I want
Zach LaVine would not play. I think he'd have a tough adjustment. It's always an adjustment playing with LeBron, especially if you're that third guy. And D'Angelo Russell is actually, last month and a half, he's averaging like 22 points a game. Austin Reeves is good. Like, I actually think their supporting cast is pretty good. Rui is good. You know, Taurean Prince. Jackson Hayes is long and athletic.
I like him.
So I don't see the move out there for them. But when I look at the West and I get where they're at in the standings, OKC is young. And so LeBron and AD with their experience, Minnesota is young. I'm not saying they'd beat those teams in the playoffs, but, you know, you got the experience and you got two guys that know how to get it done. To me right now, and this could change, but right now, the only two teams I see definitively like Lakers, they're not going to beat them, is Denver. And if they stay healthy, yeah, the Clippers.
Okay.
If they stay healthy. Phoenix is, maybe, it could go either way, but you know what I mean? So they just have to zero in on what they do and get the vibes right and focus on some defense. So
I think I'm more down on the quality of the roster than you guys because I'm looking at it from the prism of in a postseason series. So right now, D'Lo's playing great. So has played great for a month. I think D'Lo is against good teams almost unplayable in the postseason. And I think he's shown that his entire career. I think that a guy you guys mentioned, Jackson Hayes, who has, listen, he was a lottery pick for New Orleans. He's athletic, he's big. Jackson Hayes cannot play in the postseason, and he won't. And so now the roster gets thinner and thinner as you go down. And so if they want, if I operate, and Wiles got annoyed with us yesterday when we were talking about taking LeBron for granted or not. If I were the Los Angeles Lakers, I would be operating as if, you know, what would be really tragic for the franchise? If LeBron James just left. If in free agency, he left. And so would I be more likely to, I don't think I'm going to say what you think I'm going to say, to attach a draft pick to D'Angelo Russell to get 8% better, 9% better, even if overwhelming likelihood our ceiling is still the Western Conference Finals? I would, because if I'm the Lakers, I am not operating only in the world of how to win a title this year. I'm operating in the world of wanting to make sure LeBron James finishes his career with this team. Not because he's LeBron James, the legend, but because he's still one of the, you could have one of the 15 best players currently in the league walk out the door for nothing. That's a problem when it happens to anybody. And what are the Lakers next year if they lose LeBron for nothing? It doesn't open up a ton of cap space for him. What are they?
Oh, a team that beat the Celtics.
What? Finish the thought, if that's the real thought.
A team that I think that there's so much gravity to LeBron James. I'm not willing to say it would be 100% a disaster.
Well, I don't know that they'd be demonstrably worse. They're the ninth seed.
No,
right
but
now. Could they make the play-in without LeBron? Possible.
Well, hold on. The Celtics' point is LeBron and AD walk out the door. That team that beat the Celtics is the worst, the third worst team in the NBA.
I wasn't willing. People ascribed that Celtics loss, let's say, 98% to the Celtics laying down. I didn't. I thought it was 30% the Lakers kind of playing with a renewed energy. Was it weird that AD and LeBron weren't there? Yeah, but like Austin Reeves came alive. Jackson Hayes came alive. D'Angelo played well.
They could possibly be a play-in team without LeBron next year.
Yes.
They're in ninth place.
Yeah.
Right, that's what they are now.
So, okay. So I get, the reason I said finish the thought is, if your opinion is losing any team in the league that loses an all-NBA caliber guy for nothing in free agency, I think is a disaster.
Yeah.
If you think LeBron is in a weird way holding the team
I don't
back.
think he's holding the team back, but I'm just not saying it's going to be an unmitigated disaster if it's just Anthony Davis,
It was
an
an
all-star
unmitigated-
starter,
I guess
like carrying a team.
I guess my point is it was an unmitigated disaster when Jalen Brunson left the Mavs for nothing. That's a disaster. When you let star talent walk out the door and get nothing, it's a disaster. The added element of him being who he is in the history of the league is almost secondary.
I don't know that he's walking, though. I think his life is set up in L.A.
I think if they show that
he wants to leave.
they're fine with just being okay, I think it's more likely he leaves. Okay. Good for Kyle Shanahan. Bad on everyone in the organization, including maybe Kyle Shanahan for whining to the NFL. Guys, in the ongoing storyline of this NFL season, totally normal things, but they're controversial when they involve the Kansas City Chiefs. Guess what? For the 58th time in 58 Super Bowls, it's being held in a city with just one NFL stadium. And they're not going to practice together. So much like last year, the Eagles practiced at the Cardinals facility, and the Chiefs had to practice at Arizona State in Scottsdale, but you didn't ever hear about it because they weren't pre-complaining, whiny babies. The Chiefs this year are in the stadium, and the Niners this year are at a gorgeous complex at UNLV. Oh, but the Chiefs have an indoor facility. Maybe, but they didn't use it. They practiced yesterday outdoor in the rain in pads. But you know what this strikes me as, Brew? A team lacking confidence.
Oh.
A team that is looking for pre-excuses. Their tackles hold the field. The footing isn't great. And we all know last year the Chiefs only won a Super Bowl because when they had the ball or when they were on defense, the field was great. But the poor Eagles were wearing Apollo Antonono's skates out there. So this is pre-complaining for a team lacking confidence.
Last year, you're right about the Eagles. That was because they both playing on the same field. This is legit.
Oh, my God.
I'm sitting now. I like Kyle Shanahan's attitude of, look, no excuses, whatever it is, and we're practicing on nails. We'll be all right.
Can I stop you there?
But no,
he
hold
did
on,
not
hold
say
on.
that, bro.
Didn't
He's
feel
like,
that
well,
way.
No, he was like, what do you want us to do?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
If one team, they put sod on top of AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be steady?
Well, so go take care of that early.
No, the NFL has a responsibility to give both teams the same advantages or disadvantages.
You think this is a
I think this is an
They
advantage.
had 23 experts look at it. They had the NFLPA.
They said
look
it's
at
below the standard that most of the fields are on.
23 experts, the NFLPA. Then they had independent advisors or independent experts come and look at it as well. And when you go to the Super Bowl, sometimes you get the pro team's field, sometimes you get the other field, sometimes
It's
the
not
good,
the
sometimes
field.
they're not
It
good.
is the
It's that
field.
they put fake grass or grass down on top of AstroTurf. That's not grass that's been
you're
growing
okay
all
with
year.
this whine.
How many
I don't think
experts-
it's whining. I
but
think it's some reporter wrote it, but I don't think Kyle Shanahan was whining.
How
I
many
think he was saying
experts
we're
do
gonna
you
be all right.
need to sign off on it before it's okay? And it's one of those things. Yeah,
It's
not,
like 50%, right? The rating, or usually
They said they want the rating between
is
70 and 80, and this was rated a 50.
Okay, that's
sponge.
significant.
Go ahead.
I'm just, how many more people can sign off on this field before it's okay? And look, you're going to practice somewhere different than where you normally practice, and it's much more comfortable to be at home, but you just deal with it. And the last thing you want to do is be talking about, oh, the field's not good, this isn't good. And to Nick's point, you don't want to build in any reasons why you
I
won't be
agree. I
successful.
don't think they
Wildes,
are.
do you
I
ever play
think
video
reporters
games with
said
your
that.
kids?
No.
Oh, come on, say
I don't
yes.
like video games.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, you do.
Sorry, everybody.
You know, so you know what this?
Sorry, Dust.
You know what this felt a lot like? If you're playing someone in a video game that you know is better than you, and the moment you're like, oh, it's cool, it's fine, won't be a problem. But this controller kind of doesn't. The square button doesn't work. It sticks, but it'll be fine. It's a pre-excuse because you know deep down in your brain you might be getting ready to get your ass kicked on Sunday, and you want to be like, we didn't have proper footing Tuesday afternoon.
Well, I don't think it's that bad.
Thank you, Coach.
23 experts to me, actually.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.